St. Juliana to meet Sam. Val had asked me if I'd like to come down to dinner in Waterloo with her, Jules, this Sam guy I'd heard very little about, and a couple of his friends. Again, being a little brother, I had to think of ways to make Val the most uncomfortable she could be. Now this wasn't hard, because as soon as I showed up, Val was already sweating bullets and an obvious mess of nerves, aka the perfect target. Jules and I chatted on the couch while Val frantically finished getting food ready. The food ready she was going to bring. It began innocently enough with me saying, "Do you smell something burning?" And, "Oh, Val, you got it on your shirt." All of which would get wide-eyed panic responses and the ever-constant, "Oh, you're so annoying." We got all ready and made our way to the car. Val white-knuckle driving, me in the front seat, and Jules in the back. So Val, what was his name again? Sam. Oh, okay. Well, what if I said a different name when we got there? I could call him Seth. Like, hey, Seth. Val, this one's Seth, right? Is it Seth or Sam or one of the other ones? Val gripped the wheel a little tighter, eyes even wider, and simply said, "Don't." While Jules was laughing in the backseat. When we arrived, I think Sam might have been trying to show off a little because we went straight to the rooftop patio. Swanky. When we got to the top, Sam was there to greet us. Being the kind little brother, I refrained from my earlier plan. Val had sweat enough. Okay, she's actually giving me a look, so I'll finish up. What followed was a great evening, and where I got to get to know Sam, now I'm back in that night and a great time we ended up having. So I'm going to move on to the mushy stuff now. So Val, I stared at a blank page for weeks trying to think to put into words how much she needed me, and always fell utterly short. But here it goes. Cliche aside, you are the best kind of sister a man can have. Supportive, loving, caring, and ultimately my friend. You've been there for me to talk, listen, share. From the time we were kids when you'd come sleep on my floor when I was scared, to now, where you refuse to do that anymore. You amaze me with the depth of your compassion and the love for our family. You're always ready to make the plans to bring us together. And you're never afraid to be the clown that you are, which is without a doubt the trait that I respect most about you. That and your amazing dance moves, which if you guys haven't seen, you have to ask her to show you. You'll love it. You always know how to make me laugh, and I'd like to thank you for making me a part of your special day. I got to the hard part without crying, so it's a cakewalk. And Sam, don't worry, I didn't forget about you, buddy. So as my family can attest, growing up, there was one thing that I always wanted more than anything. It wasn't the latest toy, although Megazords from Power Rangers were and are pretty sweet. And it wasn't the latest gaming console, although I did cry on Christmas when we got an N64. No, it was a brother. I can't tell you how many times I pleaded with my parents, please, just one more. What could it hurt? How bad could it be? And looking back now at the kid I was, I can see I had no chance in hell of that request ever happening. So Sam, I am not exaggerating when I say that today you fulfilled one of my childhood dreams. I now have a brother of my very own. A few months ago, when Sam asked me to be a groomsman by lovingly chucking a box of cufflinks at me, Val asked me a question I didn't expect, and really stuck with me. I don't know what brought it on, although I think it was all the wine, but she asked me, John, did you ever expect a brother like Sam? No. In a good way, so don't worry. So during those years, and years of asking for a brother, I always envisioned myself as the older brother, passing on knowledge, how to pick up chicks, teaching the ways of the forest, you know, that kind of thing. But now I'm the younger brother, and I learn from Sam almost every time I spend time with him. Now it's mostly sports stuff, but it's learning nevertheless. And over the past couple years, we have really started bonding as only brothers can, by picking on Valerie. Sam, I think I can safely speak for our family when I say that ever since we met you, we knew you were a keeper. Despite the fact that my father still thinks you work in Megatronics, which, come on Sam, is not a great move to make your girlfriend's dad think you work for the Decepticons. I, for one, particularly liked you from the start because you'd always laugh at my jokes, even though Val would just call me an idiot. You are genuine, kind, smart, and above all, you make my sister happy. So please allow me to be the first to welcome you into our family, even though it feels like you've been here for years. So anyway, they're starting to play my music, so Val, let's take a look. So Val and Sam, I wish you all the best in your new life together. You know from the bottom of my heart. So let's raise a glass to the most important people in the room. To Valerie and Sam.